Wisps of thick black smoke still wafted up from the stairwell. Yellow caution tape was crisscrossed across the entry to the stairwell, so we obviously weren't supposed to climb down to survey the damage. The sign that hung above the sidewalk was charred black. The vintage neon tubes, shattered, exploded from the heat. The few shards that remained were covered in soot. The barbershop, located on the first floor above the barcade, seemed alright. For the most part, the damage looked to be almost entirely contained to the lower level, to the barcade. Between the rubberneckers hanging around the entrance to try to catch a glimpse of the damage down below and the caution tape blocking off the stairwell, it was beginning to look like we weren't going to get to the follow-up we'd been hoping for. Dan and I were about to head back to the studio and try to get some mixing done when a hand dropped onto my shoulder.
It's mysterious and dangerous.
I can see why you told me to take out my tinfoil hat.
Wait a second. This is all well-documented, declassified information. The game, man, the game.
It was good while it lasted, right?
Oh man, we came as soon as we heard.
Thanks.
What happened?
No idea. I mean, you'd think electrical, but everything was up to code.
The kitchen?
Didn't fire up the grill for the soft opening. The gas isn't even connected yet.
They're gonna investigate it though, right?
Probably. I guess so. The place was fully insured and the policy didn't go into effect until a few days ago.
So
Yeah, they're looking my way pretty hard for insurance fraud. Maybe even thinking arson.
But you didn't?
Nah, of course not. Do you know how hard it was to get the licenses to make something like this work in Alabama? Not to mention finding the machines.
So are you gonna try and rebuild?
I mean, maybe. The insurance pays out. It's gonna be a while before I do anyway.
So, was it a total loss? Is there anything left?
No clue.
What do you mean, no clue?
Just what I said, no clue. The fire's only been out for maybe an hour. The place is still full of smoke. Not to mention there's been a parade of firemen and arson investigators going in and out. They aren't saying much.
So, when do you think you can go down and check out the damage?
That's why I'm here now.
Do you mind if we?
Yeah, I hate to ask, but since we were going to do a local interest piece on the barcade, I'm sure our listeners would like to get the whole story. We'll come out and do a part 3 when you've rebuilt. It'll make for great publicity when you open back up.
I guess it couldn't hurt anything. Just be careful, all right? I'm not even sure that I'm supposed to be going in yet. One of you guys gets hurt, I'm going to have even more investigators and insurance adjusters crawling up my ass.
You sure?
I'll give you 5 minutes to look around, and I get 10 minutes to swear my innocence while you record the interview with that thing.
James was pointing at the cell phone in my pocket, which he had correctly assumed was recording. I agreed, and we shared a laugh, so we lifted the caution tape and started down the stairs. The iron handrail was still warm. I knew the heat was left over from the fire, but it felt sinister, somehow. Like I was clinging to the handrail and descending to a fresh circle of Dante's hell. It was dark, and I know that should probably be obvious, but this was an advanced kind of darkness. When you go outside at midnight, even on the cloudiest of nights, there's still just the tiniest bit of light. Maybe it's from the moon, maybe it's from the stars, maybe the glow of nearby porch lights. Wherever it's from, it's there, and you can see, even if it's barely enough to see your hand waving in front of your nose. But this was a darkness that felt like it wanted to swallow up everything, us included. Also, no light was making its way down the stairwell, and through the doorway, what little light did make it was consumed immediately by the soot that clung to the floor, the wall, and the ceiling around the entrance, too. James clicked on a flashlight and started to sweep the beam around the room. The walls were stone, so there wasn't any damage that a couple of hours with a power washer couldn't fix. That was where the good news ended, though. The floors, beautiful amber hardwood of some kind that must have dated back to nearly the turn of the 20th century, they were in various states of ruin. In some spots, close to where the fire started, I guess, the wood was blackened, roasted almost to being charcoal. Further away from the epicenter, the boards started at least to resemble something that might have once been wood, but even this was burnt black. The boards were cracked and curled up from the heat. James took a step forward. I followed him and just kind of felt the floor under my feet crumble to ash.
There's nothing left.
He was right. As the beam from the flashlight crept up from the floors and pointed the flashlight at the arcade machines, or what was left of them, it was starting to look like Stadium Barcadium was going to be a total loss. The machines furthest from the fire looked like they were the ones in the best shape, and even those were totaled. The CRT screens had blown out from the heat. The banners above the screens were charred and melted. Even with the insurance payout, it would take months, maybe years, to assemble a collection of games like the ones that had been burned in the fire. Hey, could you shine the light over in that corner over there? I'd be lying if I said my heart didn't sink when I saw the Tempest 2 machine. It didn't have a place card or anything like that to melt away, and the cabinet itself seemed to be alright for the most part. It was probably covered in soot, but in the dark it was hard to see soot on the black cabinet. The CRT was completely shattered, though. A total lost cause.
You spent a good bit of time on that machine last night, didn't you?
It was fun.
I'm impressed you got it to work. I fought it for a half an hour to get past the title screen. And when I did, I would die in 30 seconds, maybe 45 tops.
Yeah, I may have gotten a little carried away. I'm pretty sure that I put at least $20 in that machine last night.
Well, you want it?
What?
It isn't insured. I picked it up at an estate sale a couple of weeks back and hadn't gotten around to adding it to my inventory. Didn't even pay for it. The folks running the sale thought it was busted and just let me have it.
Just trying to clear the house out?
I reckon. Anyway, I didn't pay for it. It's worthless to me as far as insurance goes. You get it out of here before the adjuster gets here and starts poking around, it's yours.
Thanks, I guess. I don't really know what to say.
Well, I'm keeping the $20 you spent playing it last night.
I guess that's fair.
Dude, how are you going to get that thing in your car?
We'll find a way.
We?
Give me a hand getting this thing upstairs, man.
Why are you recording this?
Posterity. It'll be a cool piece to set in the lobby for any visitors that drop by.
Oh, we're too fat for this. Are you going to fix it or what?
I'm gonna try.
Do you guys need any help?
Well, alright, we've hauled it out of the basement, up a narrow stairwell, we've finagled into the backseat of a mid-sized car, up another set of steps. So if you wanted to try and get the soot off of it before we drag it into the lobby, that'd be great.
Well, what is it?
And some water. Water would be good.
It's an arcade cabinet.
Well, I can see that. I mean, what game is it?
It's a Tempest 2.
Oh, it's old school. All right.
Best school.
So it looks pretty banged up. What are you going to do with it?
Oh, let me get my breath first. I guess, try and get it up and running again. That might be your job for the day after you finish ripping these past couple of interviews off my phone. Think you could try and find someone who knows how to fix these things?
Sure. I'm positive that the Shoals is just crawling with arcade cabinet restoration experts.
Okay, maybe try Huntsville or Nashville or Birmingham.
Sure. Let me get your phone and give me an hour.
This episode of Polybius featured the voice acting talents of
Me, Mark Narmore.
Grant Walden.
myself, Dan Williams.
And me, Kara Williams.
Hey guys, Grant here. I hope you've enjoyed Polybius. This is new to us and we're gauging fan interest. If you like it and need another audio drama in your life, let us know what you think. Find us on Facebook at Tape Noise Podcasts and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey guys, Dan here, and thanks so much for listening. We're really excited to hear your thoughts, so please tell us what you think, and if you enjoyed it, please tell your friends. Thanks, and we'll see you real soon.